Hey guys, and welcome on in to an episode of Getting Wild and Flying High, free NHL and MLB picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. It's going to be a bit of a shorter show today. I'm dealing with my headaches again, so going to be a bit of a shorter show. But um, wanted to give a shout out to Jake, a viewer of the show. His Florida Panthers made it to the Stanley Cup Finals yesterday. I had Florida money line as one of my premium plays in the site. Um, who else but Kachuk with 4 seconds left sends Florida to the Stanley Cup Finals. So congrats to them. And thanks to the Baltimore Orioles for making a comeback um, after Arizona Diamondbacks blew a 5-0 lead earlier on in the day. It was nice that one of my teams came back in the Baltimore Orioles. So thank you, the Orioles, for that. Overall, 3-3 day in premium plays. Gonna look to have a winning day today. Only 2 plays, and I'm giving them both out because I only have 2 plays today. A very small slate. As I said, it'll be a short show. We're going to jump right into it here, and I'm going to bring this up. Terry, Hurricanes are now 0-12 last 12 Eastern Conference games. Sabres have won an Eastern Conference game more recently. Wow. Well, don't tell Tim that. Don't tell Tim that. But here, looking at this first game, oh, too late. Tim heard it. Morning, Terry, Vegas for the Cup. Um, I'm very torn on how that's what I'm going to do with that series. Honestly, game one, probably taking Florida, just with how they played on the road. But we'll have to get to that at another time. In this game here, which is starting in like 3 minutes, no side or total play from here for me. Mikolas and Weaver, both pitchers have shown the ability to have very good games. Also, can give up 3 or 4 runs. Not exactly sure what I'm going to get here. St. Louis, though, definitely has the hitting advantage, and Mercado, Gorman, and Paul DeJong all hitting the ball really well the last 7 days. If you notice in this lineup, there is no Goldschmidt, there's no Arenado today. Neither of those two players are playing. And a lot of people might look at that and think, oh my gosh, we have to run to the window to bet the Cincinnati Reds. No Goldschmidt, no Arenado. But if you look at it the last 7 days, neither of those guys have actually been hitting that well the last 7 days. It totally makes sense to give them a rest here and to have these 3 guys in who are all hitting the ball well last 7 days and against righties well. So I like Mercado, Nolan Gorman, Paul DeJong for Cincinnati. TJ Friedel, only back one game. Went 2 for 4, hitting 500, hitting 315 on the season. He's also hitting 500 against Mikolas, as is Spencer Steer here in this one. So those are the player props I like here. No side or total. Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa Bay Rays. One of my premium plays today. One of my side plays or total plays, I should say. Manoah against Eflin here. This total is too low. This total is way too low. Even yesterday with McClanahan on the mound, the game still found its way over 9.5. It ended up finishing with 10 runs. Here in this one, we have Manoah and Eflin. If you look at Zach Eflin's numbers on the season, 6-1 with a 3.45 ERA. Um, that's a very good record. However, if you look at what he's done recently, he's giving up 3 to 4 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts, and he's given up um, multiple home runs in back-to-back starts. He's given up a home run in his last 3 starts. Manoah on the other side isn't pitching very long. He's giving up earned runs. He's also giving up a home run in every start. He's walking guys. We have the sixth and the best and the number one OPS against right-handed pitchers. Yet this total is 8 and 8.5. Yes, there's no George Springer in the lineup today. Whit Merrifield also not in the lineup for Toronto. Tampa Bay, their best players against right-handed pitchers. Some of them aren't really doing too well right now. Um, but Josh Lowe is. Josh Lowe is the guy if you want to bet for Tampa Bay player prop today. 350 last 7 days, 312 against righties. and 667 against Manoah, 2 for 3 in his career. For the Blue Jays, I'm doing it. I'm taking Kevin Biggio and Nathan Lukes. Um, Biggio 2 for 4 2 for 4 over the last 7 days, so hasn't played much. But he's hit a home run yesterday. He's 2 for 2 against Eflin, and Nathan Lukes. Good numbers in the at bats he's gotten uh, on the season. So I'm going to go with those lesser known players in Lukes and Biggio and Josh Lowe for Tampa Bay here in this one. But this total is just way too low. Way too low. Rays first five, minus a half, minus 130. Oof, that's a little pricey. That's a little pricey for me. I couldn't lay that. Manoah struggled and his expected ERA is still overrun. Yeah, he has definitely struggled. Um, but so is Eflin. So I think the play here is the over. Minus 130 is just a little bit pricey for me because both pitchers giving up home runs, earned runs. But good luck, Nick. Miami Marlins, Colorado Rockies, Garrett against Freeland here. Freeland had been pitching really well for most of the season here until his last start 2 innings, 5 earned runs, no home runs or walks or strikeouts, but he got hit. And now he has to face the ninth best hitting team against lefties in Miami Marlins. Garrett, he's been really good his last 2 starts. Now he's coming to Colorado. Um, I do expect runs, even though both pitchers. Um, you could look at this and expect a lower scoring game, but with how Miami is against lefties, I think they're going to hit Freeland here. Nick Fortes, um, Xavier Edwards, Brian De La Cruz, Jorge Soler, taking all four as long as they are in the lineup. All hitting well the last 7 days. All hitting really well against lefties on the season. Fortes and Jorge Soler have not got a hit against Freeland. 0 for 2, 0 for 3. That's not a very large sample size. And Brian De La Cruz, he's 2 for 4. So I like him. For Colorado, it's Elias Diaz or nobody. Really well last 7 days. Um, Not the best overall against lefties, but he's 2 for 3 against Garrett, as well as Randall Grichuk here in this one. Favorite play of the day, Marlins minus 120. All right, I can see it. Rockies 29th versus last 30 days versus left-handed pigeons, and Marlins 10th. Pretty close to season numbers. Well, I guess the last 30 days it hasn't been that long, but yeah, pretty close to season numbers. And yeah, I agree. Huge hitting advantage with Miami, and possibly a slight pitching advantage with Miami as well. But we'll see. Next game, Padres against Nationals here. Blake Snell, a pitcher I love to fade, coming off a really bad start. Irvin here for Washington, not somebody I overly trust. He's got hit in his last 2 starts. But this Padres offense is nothing to write home about. Their best player right now is Juan Soto. He's the only player here I trust for San Diego. Lane Thomas and Stone Garrett, both for Washington, both hitting well last 7 days, both hit lefties well. Stone Garrett, 2 for 5 against Blake Snell. Lane Thomas is 0 for 5, but I think he's going to break through here. Blake Snell, at times in his career, has been lights out. And I don't know when those 5 at bats were for Lane Thomas, but Lane Thomas is hitting the ball better than he ever has. And Blake Snell is better at the end of seasons, so I won't be surprised to see Blake Snell pitch better as we get on later on in the season, but he's still struggling. So I like those players here in this one. Maybe a lean with Washington team total over as well here in this one. White Sox and Detroit Tigers here. Giolito's given up 1 home run in 4 straight starts. So he could be a good look for a home run against. Fado has given up multiple home runs in 2 of his 3 starts here. Nobody for the White Sox really stands out for me. Neither of these teams hit righties well at all. Matt Vierling is the hottest player for Detroit. But really, this game is kind of a stay off game for me. I'm really not interested in it very much here in this one. Baltimore Orioles, New York Yankees here. This game, I'm very torn on when it comes to a side. Clark Schmidt, he was asked to wash his hands in the last game. Was not kicked out of the game, but was just asked to wash his hands. And The Cincinnati manager got kicked out, and there's the whole kerfuffle about that. And with the Yankees and sticky stuff and all that, I'm not going to get into that really here. But um, Clark Schmidt will either get lit up or he pitches not too bad. Still giving up a couple earned runs in his starts lately when he hasn't got lit up. But I suspect that he might get lit up here. Um, Definitely check his hands. Check I hate to mention it because I want to keep this to a sports betting show and not really get into the whole political side of things. But cheating is cheating and it's just wrong. So, anyways, if Schmidt is not cheating today, I expect Baltimore to hit him pretty well here. Austin Hayes, he's over 6 against Schmidt, but I think he'll break through here, hitting really well. Adam Frazier, he's smashing the ball right now. I like him as well for the Orioles. For the Yankees, Greg Allen, he's only had one at bat, which he got a hit in. Not a very large sample size there, but in his career, he's 4 for 10 against Gibson. Anthony Rizzo hitting the ball well lately, also hits Gibson well, and Judge hits the ball really well lately. Not the best numbers against Kyle Gibson, but uh, still, the way Judge is playing right now, I'm taking him here. Feeders first 5 money line -130. Yeah, I can see it. Uh, I don't know. It depends. Is Schmidt going to be using sticky stuff? Because if so, then that bet's looking really good. I'm going to pull a Terry. Here are some player props I like today. All runs and RBIs. Henderson, Riley, Franco. Good luck today, Terry. Thank you, Tim. I like one of those players. And yes, it's the Atlanta Brave. It's the Atlanta Brave. But there's reasons for that, which we're going to get to right now. We're going to get to right now. Phillies and the Braves. Nola against Dodd here. As you can see, both pitchers have not been pitching well lately. Aaron Nola has given up 1 home run in 6 straight starts. So he's not giving up multiple home runs, but he's giving up at least 1 home run, or he's giving up a home run in 6 straight starts. And now he comes here to Atlanta. Phillies much better against righties. Braves much better against lefties. So these two teams are starting to become big lefty righty splits, which is kind of interesting. But we're starting to see big splits here between them. However, Bryson Stott and Edmundo Sosa both good against lefties for the Phillies and both hitting well the last 7 days. For the Braves, Riley and Murphy. Why I agree with Tim about Austin Riley. 381 the last 7 days, 300 against righties. And he has faced Aaron Nola quite a bit. 45 at bats. He's 18 for 45, hitting 400 against Aaron Nola. Austin Riley likes to face Aaron Nola. That's right there proven in previous history. Sean Murphy hitting the ball well last 7 days, hitting well against righties. He's 1 for 3 against Nola. I'll take him as well here if he is in the lineup. Could both teams lose? Asking for a friend. Unfortunately, not. Fortunately, Braves first 5. Yeah, I can't take a first 5. I can't take a side here at all. Braves always lose when I bet them, so you're taking Braves money line. I see, I see. My favorite play here is backing Austin Riley. So Austin Riley is probably one of my favorite player props of the day, not including NHL, which we'll get to very shortly. Mets and the Cubs. I was really excited for this game. We were going to get Carrasco against Jameson Taillon, and I was really excited this morning when I woke up and saw 7.5. However, Hendricks will be here instead of Jameson Taillon. Not sure what we're going to get from Hendricks at all. A lot of the Mets have hit him pretty well in their career. However, a lot of those Mets that have hit him well aren't really hitting too well right now. So it's kind of tough there. Wind is blowing in, uh, but I kind of still lean with the over, but not nearly enough to get to it as I was going to. Francisco Alvarez for the Mets, hitting really well the last 7 days. Also hits righties well. Jeff McNeil, same deal. Uh, good last 7 days, good against righties, and 1 for 3 against Hendricks. For the Cubs, Mike Tauchman hitting the ball really well, not playing a whole lot so far, and Christopher Morel also hitting really well last 7 days and against righties here. Cubs sweep the pathetic Mets. Cubs money line is a lock. I don't know, Tim. I don't know. I'll stay silent, but the Mets are off to a rough start, but so are the Blue Jays. Lots of baseball left. Lots of baseball left. Giants and Brewers bullpen day for both teams. It looks like here. Um, with these two teams, if they're facing a lefty, this is going to be a 1-0 game. If it's filled with lefty pitchers, if they're facing righty pitchers, it could be a higher scoring game. Both of these teams huge with lefty righty splits. However, there are two players, one for each team, that is hitting the ball well lately: Owen Miller and Thero Estrada, and both over 300, whether it's a lefty or whether it's a righty. So those are the two players I'd recommend here, especially Owen Miller, who I to um, continue to play. Both players can hit lefties or righties, so it doesn't really matter who's in. A lot of the other players, huge lefty righty split. So that's basically all I can trust in this game. Of course, if both players are in the lineup. Last game before we get to NHL, Athletics and Mariners here. Sears against Gilbert. I don't really like this game. Mariners huge favorites, but they should be. Oakland is just bad. That's basically all I can say about that. Asturi Ruiz, one of the few bright spots for the Athletics. 304 last 7 days, 261 against righties, which is actually leads the team. So that's how bad that is. 667 against Gilbert in his career. Jared Kalenic, he is the player you want to take if you're looking for Seattle Mariners and against lefties here in this one. We'll move to NHL. I'm sorry, guys. My head is really pounding, but I'll move to NHL and we'll get this game through. Oakland under the total. Interesting. But NHL, Vegas, and the Dallas Stars here. I like Vegas. I think Vegas sweeps the Dallas Stars, ends this series tonight. Jamie Benn, the whole situation with him, obviously he won't be in the lineup today. I think he sealed Dallas's fate in the last game. I do not trust Jake Oettinger here. I trust Aiden Hill more than I trust Jake Oettinger in this spot. And Vegas, fantastic road team all season long. I think they have Dallas on the ropes here. Jack Eichel assist plus 120, 7 out of his last 10 games. I've been cashing on him to get an assist. Jonathan Marchessault to get a goal. 3 of his last 4 games, he has at least 1 goal, plus 210. I do have both players to get a point parlay together as well. I think Eichel, Marchessault, and the Vegas Golden Knights end the series and start their game plan against Florida. Vegas for the cup, sweep. I don't know about for the cup. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the next round, but I think Vegas ends the series here tonight. But that is the show. Best of luck to everybody today. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Appreciate all the support. And we'll be back tomorrow for just flying high free MLB picks. No NHL tomorrow. But best of luck, everybody. and have a good one, guys.